Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today I'm bringing you more One Piece videos from a different place today. So as you can see from the background, I'm actually in a hotel this week. I'm out on a work trip, but I got a new laptop that I can actually use to record videos when I'm away on work trips. And today we're gonna showcase the promised Red Yellow Sabo. So the last leader on our starter deck 13 showcase. And now, Red Yellow Sabo is a very, very interesting leader because you kind of play him a little bit like Bello Betty. Think of like Bello Betty, where you kind of have this aggression that can sometimes rely on trigger. But we kind of add a little bit of flavor to it because what Sabo lets us do is very easily get our rushers back into the top of our life, like our ace, and play our little ace to get to attack with him again. Or what red gives us access to is that we get to play the 5 cost Luffy that can ignore blockers. And this is huge, right? Because you can also summon this Luffy with the little Luffy from the top of your life. Now, Sabo's ability is actually, I think, super strong because you just put one down on the Sabo and you're able to add one of your 7k or higher power units to the top of your life, give another one of your units plus 2k power, and you just get so much value from that because again, let's say for example you just have ace on the field and you have like, I don't know, let's say you have an ace on the field and you have a Luffy in your hand, right? You can attack with your ace for 7, right? You can play your Luffy, put one down on the Sabo, put your ace back to the top of your life, and give plus 2k to your Luffy, so now your Luffy can attack the opponent's leader for 8. Your Sabo can attack the opponent's leader for 6, and if you have a little ace to follow up with, you can play this little ace and be able to actually get that ace back from the top of your life. If you do have the little ace, then you want to do that first before you attack with the Sabo, because that way your Sabo is going to be attacking for 8 instead of attacking for 6. So there's some really cool combos that you can do here. And the whole point of this deck is that we kind of go into this super aggressive style where we have all these rushers with Ace and Luffy, and we have these units that we can get from Trigger like Morley, Lindberg, and Okiku, that if anything, we can always put them back on top of our life with the Sabo to get resummoned again next turn when the opponent attacks with our life as again. So they end up being really, really cool. I like the Morley because it, just like Luffy, it can get through the opponent's blockers. The Lindberg is nice because it can let us KO some things. And the Okiku obviously is a card that gets to be played for free. Same thing with the Neko. I like the Okiku and the Neko because they're cards that you can put back into your life with your Sabo, and they just get to be played for free. You don't have to discard a card like a lot of the other trigger cards that we have. So let's quickly go through a deck breakdown here of my choices of cards and why we went this way. So I think Sabo is a lot better than Ace. I think Sabo is actually very, very cool. I would say that this is the second strongest one out of the 3 brothers. Obviously, Luffy kind of is up there just because Gecko Moira and 5 cost Sabo kind of carry that Luffy deck. But this one is honestly really, really cool. Really, really cool. The ability, again, just being able to put any one of your 7 power plus units back into your life. It's not like Ace where the face of life goes to the bottom of your deck. That stays there. So you can literally just heal for 1 every single turn with Ace if you wanted to. Of course, that's not what you want to do. Usually you want to put stuff that you can like replay right away or things that you can get to get for 3, but it gives you that extra life, which can be really important at keeping yourself alive. We played 2 Otamas and 4 Koalas, right? These are 2k counters that also have the ability of reducing the opponent's power to settle for a potential Lindbergh, be able to kill the opponent's units. Most of the time, these are just going to be 2ks though, and that's why we played in there. We play 4 Morley. Again, it's a trigger unit. So if the opponent's attacking into a life, potentially we can get this from trigger and have it on the field. And it's important to have these trigger units because it lets us like to really get full value of Sabo, you want to have 2 units on the field. One unit that you're going to bounce back to the top of your life, and the second unit that's going to get that plus 2 power for you to attack with it, right? So by having Morley or any other trigger unit come down on the field when the opponent attacks into us, it gives us another unit there that then can synergize with our rush cards to kind of put a lot of pain into the opponent. The point of Morley is, of course, being able to get through blockers. So you're able to kind of just get through the blockers that Sakazuki or Moira or other decks can actually put into you. We also play Lindberg, another trigger unit, which also has the upside of being able to kill Rebecca's, right? So Rebecca's or any other little blockers that the opponent has. You can just get rid of them with Lindberg. We have the Luffy, and the Luffy is a cool card in this deck because again, you can play Luffy, at, put a Dawn on him, attack for 7, put the Luffy back into the top of your life with your Sabo, play the little Luffy here, and then use the little Luffy effect to resummon this big Luffy and attack again, right? So that's one way that you can get additional rush cards against the opponent, additional attacks against the opponent, or towards the end of the game, you can literally just play this Luffy, put 5 down on it, and just push lethal into the opponent. So either way, it's a really good finisher for this deck and what you want to see. Okiku is just a free trigger card when the opponent has 3 or less life. Now, with the Okiku, it's really cool to put her back into the top of your life because again, when the opponent attacks into you, you're just gonna get to replay Okiku. Not only that, but the opponent will never want to kill Okiku because Okiku will just let us get a free life from the top of our deck. Hiyori is a 2K counter that potentially has the upside of kind of fits in our life, allowing us to put something cool on the top of our life if necessary, if we find ourselves in a sticky situation. Really, I never get to use that ability for the most part. I'm mostly just going for the 2K value that he already gives us. I like Neko because unlike Lindberg and Morley, he's just like Okiku, which is a free unit, right? You don't have to discard a card to play the Neko, and potentially giving him 2 down, you're able to kind of clear some of the opponent's blockers even if that blocker is active. So that kind of makes Neko a very interesting tech into some of these decks that can rely on just putting their blockers into attack mode, right? I like never resting the blockers. It's a good way, for example, to get rid of a Sabo because you can just put down into this Neko and attack straight into the Sabo, even if the Sabo was just play on the last turn. Then we have the aces, right? So the little ace is just there really for the big ace. And this big ace is the MVP of this deck, which you probably hear me say this for all of these static deck 13 leaders. This ace, you attack, you don't have to commit a down to be able to bounce it back to the top of your deck, to the top of your life. And that's what makes this ace very impactful, right? So you attack with ace for 7, put it back on top of your life for free, and give another unit plus 2k, and then the ace is on your life. So when the opponent attacks you next turn, you get to play ace again and do it all over again, right? Then we have our search cards, which is going to be 4 Garps and 4 3 Brothers Bond. They're just there to really search for our Luffys or our aces. We don't have a lot of target for them. It's really just 16 in total. So sometimes these cards are going to whiff, but that's just the nature of the game. Luffy is really just here for this big Luffy. Then we have 2 Amarus to let us finish up games and rest some of the opponent's blockers if for some reason we don't find our Luffys or our Morleys. And even if we do have Morley or Luffy, this ends up being a 2 down for 3k, which is a little bit more efficient than, just putting 2 down, right? So that's why you end up playing Amaru. Uh, After playing this deck list, right? This is the deck list that I am playing for the next 3 videos that you're gonna see over the next 3 days. I think there is one card that I think we should put into this deck, and that's gonna be well, if my deck thing will be not as slow, I think we should actually put some You're the One Who Should Disappear into this deck. The reason being that sometimes I do find myself into a lot of pressure against the opponent, and we do play a lot of non-counter cards, right? We have Morley, Luffy, Okiku, Ace, right? So we have a lot of cards that are non-counter cards that if we had at least 2 You're the One Who Should Disappear, potentially we could use it to trash some of those cards. Whether you want to remove a Brother Spawn or you want to remove something else, that's up to you, but just a potential change that you can make to this deck. But overall, I think the deck list does really well. Again, you want to play this deck way more aggressive than the other 3 Brothers decks. You're just going to put a lot of pressure into the opponent. Just have all these attackers over and over and over again into the opponent's face. Very often, you're not going to get the value from the little kids because, again, we're only playing 8 of them. We're not playing the little Sabo. So sometimes your leader might just be a 5k, so just be careful about that and kind of keep in mind how much life you have left over. So yeah, that's gonna be our deck breakdown with the Sabo. We're gonna have 3 videos with this leader. Going forward, we're always gonna do 3 videos with new leaders, and we're gonna go to 2 videos for older leaders. So Sabo being a new leader, we're gonna see 3 videos. Today's video is gonna be 3 games against Sakazuki, which is gonna be a very popular matchup that you're gonna see obviously in OP06, right? Until he gets banned in OP07. So I hope that you enjoy the games coming up soon. And if you do, make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. enjoy the games. In this match, we're going against Sakazuki, so you just need to be super aggressive. We have ace, ace. Opponent chose to go second, so I'm going first. We have the ace. We have the ace, ace combo. We don't have the Luffy though, which we need to be able to actually get value later on. We also kept this Okiku, which is going to be a problem for us to keep in our hand, because opponent can get rid of the Okiku. I guess what I can do, they got Marine 4. What I can do is just play Okiku and let the opponent bottom decker if they want to. I can't put her on the top. I guess I could also just put her on the top later on. Just take damage here. They trashed it. Okay, there's a Garp. Maybe we just go 5, Okiku and Garp. Opponent gets Borsalino here. They can put 2 down here. And okay, they're going to go Tashigi. They go T-Bone. And they got the stage as well. So they're going to be able to get this Okiku to 2 very easily, no matter what we do. So I think I like just going for 9 here then. Yep, I think I like going for 9 here and just putting my Garp down. Okiku is going to be useless. We get the Luffy. So we get the Luffy, so we know that if the opponent goes down to 0, they're going to have to worry about this Luffy, right? We haven't hit a single trigger, but we'll have the ace enable starting next turn. We won't have the ace combo though, so that's one concern that I have, but I can always just put it on the top. Let's give them... I guess we have to take one of them to enable the ace, right? I think I'd rather have ace. I don't think I need to have a second Luffy. I'm at 2 life. This is the problem. I need to be at 2 life for this ace to really matter. What I can do is that I can attack for 7 twice and put the ace back to the top of my life. Opponent has a Borsalino most likely, right? I mean, we know that the opponent has the Borsalino, so they could just play the Borsalino here. We do have a couple of 1Ks, so that's not too bad, right? You want to play Borsalino here. Yeah, you want to be able to block this ace. Yeah, there's no reason not to, right? So we're going to attack for 7 twice. Yeah, we're going to go like this. We can also buff up the Garp to be able to attack into their brand new, because why not? You can always block with this Borsalino and give me a 2k here, so that's only going to be 1 card. So they can give me 2 cards here plus 1 card, and still keep 5 cards in their hand and keep themselves at 2 life. The counter that I have is cards that I really don't want to throw away. Oh, they actually took that, I guess. Okay. Yeah, so we know what's going to happen here, right? We're going to go like this, and you're going to just block and give me a 2k here, and keep your Borsalino alive. Yep. There's the 2k, just as we expected. I'm not even going to give you this Garp. I'd rather keep that Garp there, just in case. Now, we have 8 cards. Opponent has 9 cards. They only have 1 life. Yeah, I'll give you the 1k here. If you let that ace stay there, I can always go for the ace here. So I want to force you to give me more stuff. Okay. Let's give them another 1k here. Honestly, I want to force them to actually... I really like the value of just straight up playing ace. Sure, right? Yeah, I'm cool with this. Okay. I'm very cool with this because we have 9, right? We have 9. So we can go ace here for 5. Little ace here. Get me to 7. We have done to put one of the aces back, while buffing the other ace to go to 9. And this one will also be a 9, right? Yeah, this is looking pretty dope. Yeah, this is looking pretty dope. We'll go like this. Oh, wait. Oopsie daisies. I just messed that up. Okay, that's fine. We'll go like this. Yeah, I meant to do this the wrong way. I did it the wrong way, right? I was supposed to play this one first, right? So then we go 9 twice anyways. Force the opponent to give me double blockers. I was supposed to play the little ace first to get myself to 2 life and then be able to do this stuff. Because I would have had both aces, one for attacking for 7, one attacking for 9, or we could have gone like double 8k attacks. Now it's gonna be like 999. Yep. And then we'll go like this. Okay, they're gonna give me both blockers. Okay, they're gonna counter here. I mean, the blockers matter, but not as much. We're both like this is at 7, this is at 9, so it's a little bit unfortunate that we cannot go down to 1 for the Amaru. I think honestly, us messing that up could really be the end of the game there, because that could have been an additional 7k attacker that the opponent had to either counter out of, or another 8k attacker. Sorry, because we could have attacked for 8, 8, and 9. We could have had 2 8Ks and a 9K. An opponent would have had to give me more cards. Now that they still at 7 cards, is looking a lot more dangerous for us. Opponent trash at 2K as well, so yeah, they're gonna just go Gecko here. Do they have the Helmeppo? No, they're gonna have the Suru though, right? Or they have the Hina here. Suru and Hina, right? They get the Hina from the Rebecca. Yep, yeah, yeah. I guess we can always just attack with Luffy and put it back into our life, right? Hmm. Kind of weird. We can always attack with Luffy, put the Luffy back into our life, and see what happens. I'm going back to a 5k. I'm gonna have... Yeah, so we can go like this. We can go for 6 here. Force a 2k out of the opponent's hand. Okay. Then we go Luffy. Go for 10. Get through the blockers. Force the opponent to give me 3 cards here. They don't. And we just put this on the top. We have a 2k, 2k. Now the opponent has 1, 2, 3 attacks with Borsalino, Gekomora, and Sakazuki. Yeah, I mean, I think we've taken enough 2Ks out of their hand that I'm comfortable just going for 11 next turn if the opponent throws me the attack. I wish we instead had another Luffy, like the 2-cost Luffy. I guess that's one downside of throwing this away. Yeah, so the opponent's gonna fix their hand here. This is really good for them because now they definitely have... Okay, yeah, they just have the counters, right? They have to have the counters at this point. You literally trash 3 non-counter cards from your hand, so you completely like unbrick your hand. Yeah, 4 non-counter cards. So there's no way that they don't have it. Right? Am I missing something? I'll just take this damage. Wait a second. This is even better now. Now the opponent just loses the game, right? I can also have Amaru. Yeah, so the opponent just loses the game because they attacked into me. Because Morley means that the opponent also cannot activate anything. So it's not just Luffy, it's also Morley. Yeah, so the opponent trashed at 1k, right? We also ended up with the Luffy anyways. But we can just go like this. Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter. I forgot to buff it. Oops. I forgot to buff it, but I don't think it matters. We still have 13. So the 13 opponent cannot beat it, right? 7. Yeah, yeah. We messed up. I was supposed to have an extra 3k from Amaru, but I did the targeting the opposite way. You're supposed to target your own unit first. But that Morley just won us the game anyways, right? And that's one of the reasons that we have this Morley. Because that way we didn't have to spend 5 down to actually play the Luffy, right? Which ended up being really good for us. So, yeah, I mean, opponent had what? They had 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. They also couldn't have beat the Luffy anyways. They only had 6. They only had 6 anyway, so the Luffy would have also won. But yeah, GG's. in this match, we're going against Sakazuki. I will go second. We have the Garps, so we'll keep this. We also have Ace, so when we go down to 2 life, this Ace is going to be really huge. If we get the little Ace, we should be in a good spot. We should be able to put a lot of aggression here, right? They get a Tashigi, they get Borsalino, so they're going to have their blocker. The Morley, which, okay, I mean, the Sabos are annoying, but not like a pain in the butt. Unfortunately, we whiff here. So we with the first Garp, and we got the second one. At least we get the Ace, right? So at least we get the Ace, which again kind of enables this Ace up here. The Okiku is just going to get bottom deck, but I want to play the Okiku just to force the opponent to actually do something against her. I'm so cool with this. Thank you very much. And we'll just go ahead and grab this Ace. What is this? Brook? Oh, they're playing EVO1. So they're playing EVO1 already, unfortunately for us. Yeah, I think I'm going to just go 5 and just put the Okiku down. I want the opponent to bottom deck this Okiku. I mean, if they don't bottom deck her, then the Okiku is going to put a lot of value for us, because we can always put her back on the top of our life. So this just KO something with 1 cost, right? Yeah, so they're just gonna KO this and attack here. This is a 5. Sure. So this is gonna go to 2 now. Yep. Just as expected. Unfortunately, we're not getting any triggers, right? So I'm gonna be very sad here. Yeah, we're not getting any triggers, so it doesn't really matter what we're doing because we're not gonna put enough pressure. We have to put this Ace, right? I guess we could have just. I kind of want to use the Brothers Bond. That's why I didn't want to just use the thing. Yeah, let's go here. We want to put this Ace on the top of our life, but the opponent's not gonna let us, or they shouldn't let us. If they let us put the Ace on the top, they're gonna be taking a lot of damage. So they should be trying to bottom deck this or KO it one way or the other, right? So we'll give you one of these Aces. I have to start countering. Yeah, there you go. I have to start countering just because obviously the opponent has the value. What I can do here is that I can go here, attack for 7. They're gonna give me the 2 cards, right? Okay. I guess we'll just throw this down. It doesn't really matter, right? We'll add this to the life, choose no target, go here, deploy this, attack for 7 again, give me 2 more cards, okay? And then we'll attack for 8 here, you go to 0. This could actually be enough for us to finish the game. We're a 7k leader right now. So even though we were like in a really awkward position, now I feel like I'm actually in a decent spot. Of course, we don't have Luffy. So without Luffy, we can't get through their blockers. But we have another ace shenanigans going on here. So we have a lot of attacks next turn if the opponent doesn't get rid of this ace, right? So the opponent should be looking to play a blocker here. We don't have Luffy, so we can't just go like Luffy, put all the Dawn, go from there. This is a lot of damage though, right? Opponent could technically split their Dawn. This at 7, let's say. They have 9. They go 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11. We're at 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can beat the 2 11 attacks. If the opponent goes 11 and 11, we can beat the 2 11 attacks. They go 10, so they're gonna go 10 and 12. So the 10 and 12, if I counter here, right, the opponent can put 3 down on the Brook, go for 7, 8. They have to go for 8, right, because I can still survive the 7. They have to go for 8 and 8 twice and hope that I don't find a 1k or a 2k here. If I don't counter now, this is 9, 10, 11, 12. I will have to have exactly a 1k here. So we just counter right now, right? We just go like this. Houndblaze changes the math because Houndblaze gives them an extra 1k that I'm not accounting for. So it's gonna depend on whatever we have on their last life, which is likely not a counter card. So again, they can go 8 and 8, and that will be enough. Hmm. I could have played it safe last turn, I guess, and just kept the ace on my life. And I probably would have done that if I had got it, if it was like not ace and something else instead. But I really wanted to put them at 0 life. But it's there's a good chance that if I just kept the ace on the top, I could have just gotten, I just could have killed them anyways. But I guess if I kept the ace at the top, I wouldn't have been able to get to a 7k leader. Yeah, so opponent decided not to go for lethal. They could kill the ace here, which is gonna force me. Okay, they're just gonna hand blaze this then. The crazy thing about this hand blaze is that if I get a trigger from my life, the opponent's still in a bad spot. They drew Sabo from trash. So they have one blocker. They have a 1k in their hand. And this the hand blaze. If I hit a trigger from this, you're screwed. Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. So we go 7. So we go 5. So we go so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down for 7. 2 down for the ace. 1 down for the Sabo. The Sabo is gonna be at 8. And we can go 8. We can go 8 3 times. I like going 8 3 times. That's the only way that I win this. Going 8 3 times. So 5. Yeah, let's go like this. I guess if I go 7. So we go ace. If we go 7, the opponent could probably counter out of this. I like going 8 3 times. I like going 8 3 times. So we'll go like this. So we go 8, which is still going to force 2/2Ks out of their hand. Okay, they're going to give me the blocker. Do we just... No, it still makes sense, right? It still makes sense. Yeah, so we'll add this to my life. We'll select no target. We'll go ace. We'll select the ace, deploy the card, right? I guess we can go 9. Yeah, I guess we can just go 9 now, right? We can go 7 and then 9. And we got it anyway, so opponent didn't have enough counters. So really risky there, right? Opponent could have potentially won if they did the hand blaze. So if they didn't play Rebecca and they went hand blaze to attack for 8 and then put the rest of the done to attack for 9, opponent actually had the lethal. But because they hesitated and decided to play the Rebecca blocker, we knew that we had the combo of ace and ace, so we were able to get 3 attackers. And this is really the thing that you're going to see a lot. Now, even though you saw that Garp brick a couple times, it's just so important for us to actually try to find what we need here. So, GG's. In this match, we're going against Sakazuki, so we can be very aggressive against them. I kind of like this hand. It's kind of weird because obviously, like, we don't have, we didn't get any of the little kids, but we still have this Luffy. I like having these rush cards. I think I want to just rush the opponent down. I just need to make sure that I don't just die though, right? Like at some point I need to make sure that I don't die. So I need cards that give me counters. I do need some cards to give me counter here. Sooner or later, we can attack for 7, play the Garp. Hopefully we find one of the little kids and we get the Luffy. We'll grab the Luffy because what I want is that I want to be able to go up to 7 at some point, right? So we're not at 2 lives, so Ace still doesn't have rush. Yeah, so Ace doesn't have rush because we're not at 2 life. Opponent gets the hand blaze. Okay, if they go and attack me twice, do we just take it just so that we enable? Maybe that's the play. Okay, we also get the ace now. Maybe we just let them hand blaze this? Ah, they're gonna actually just straight up. I'd rather have ace than Luffy next turn. So I think I will go here. I think I will go here and just go ahead and attack with ace. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I like this. I think I like this. Do we wanna... Let's go ahead and kill the brand new just to be safe, right? And then we'll go 7 here into the Sakazuki, force 2 cards out of the opponent's hand. Okay? And they have to get rid of this ace. They have to get rid of this ace because otherwise I can just put it back to the top of my life and just do dumb stuff next turn. Like, you have to get rid of this, right? I will go ahead and give you 1 ace here. I guess I can give you the Neko. I don't want to take this damage because I'm probably going to be taking a Hand Blaze damage here. Okay, so they have the Hina, so they're going to go Hand Blaze and they're going to attack me with the Tashigi. Right? Yeah, so they're going to attack me with the Tashigi. Let's not take this damage if we don't need to. So now we're only at 7 done, so we're not able to go for my leader ability just yet. We're not able to go for my leader ability just yet, right? I guess we can, right? I guess we can go ace and put the ace on the top. Yeah, we can. What am I talking about? We can go like this, go ace. Force the opponent to give me 2 cards of the blocker. Like at this point, we're just going to start putting their hand down. We can keep this Luffy's for the very last second where we can just get like through their blockers. So they just go ahead and give me the blockers. We'll go ahead and put this at the top. Sure, we'll choose this and then we'll go like this. So it still has to give me 2 cards here, a 2k and a 1k. Or they can go to 1. Okay, they're going to give me the 2 cards. They have the 8 cost next turn if they want to. Because I put the ace on the top, they're not really getting anything out of this. I'm going to actually just counter this, to be honest. Force the opponent to attack me with the Hina for more. Yeah, I'm okay with this because I have this ace. Okay. All right. We can put the ace back on the top, by the way. We can go like this, right? Play Luffy. Give the Luffy 2k. Yeah, okay. So let me think about this. We put 1 here that puts me at 8. The Luffy's gonna be at 2k. We're gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's gonna also go to 8. So we can go 8 3 times. So we can go 8 here. They take it. We can go 8 right here. They have to block or give me a counter now. Yep, they have to block this. They don't do anything. And then we go like this. We go Luffy, right? We go here, add the ace, give the Luffy 2, and we go for 8 one more time. And it's gonna either you take the life or you give me the blocker plus 2 cards. They take the life when we have a freaking Luffy on the field. Okay, interesting. So I think opponent just loses, right? I think we just put too much aggression. I'm at 3 life. Opponent only has 3 attacks, so I'm not dying. Opponent goes Moira, so they're looking to kill this Luffy. Wait, they don't even, I guess they do have the blocker. They do have the blocker. They have 2 blockers. -2. Then you're gonna go Hand Blaze, right? They drew the Borsalino. We go 11 here. Is that it? Is that enough? Do we die next turn? Opponent trash. Okay, so I guess we can make it. Okay, so the opponent has 1, 2, 3. We can make it so that we don't die by putting a Dawn on the Sabo and putting the Luffy back on our life. So we can attack here for 10, force the opponent to give me 3 cards, put the Luffy on the top, and opponent has 1, 2, 3 attackers. I guess I'm still almost dying. I only have 2k, 2k. Opponent has 10 Dawn, so they could actually go ahead and have enough attacks to kill us. Unless we go to a 7k, but that's the same thing as using up the life. Or we go full 11 and just win. If we go 11, opponent has shown me one 2K. One 2K. We know they have the Borsalino. We know they have the Borsalino. So that's 6. Let's say 8, 10. I think, okay. Because we don't have a lot of 2Ks in my hand, if I have more 2Ks, I feel like I could survive. But the opponent can just attack me for 9 to take 1 life, attack me for like 7s and stuff, and I'd still lose. And if the opponent has a Harmless, it's going to be even more damage. I think we just go for it. I think we just go for it, and we force them to have it, right? We force them to have it, and if they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. Okay, they had it. No, that's cool. Yeah, because I feel like I'm losing next turn anyways. Even if I keep that life, if I put the Luffy back on the top, yeah, the opponent just needs to. I guess let's see. Okay, we had a 2K here. Like the opponent has 10 Dawn, right? So the opponent has 10 Dawn. So okay, well we had two 2Ks, so maybe we actually could have survived. We could have potentially survived with the two 2Ks that we had in our hand. Opponent had an extra 1K here, so we needed to have a 13K attack for us to actually be able to do anything. So I mean, it was close. I thought it was close. I took the risk just because the opponent could have 10 Dawn. So let's think about it. We had two 2Ks and we had two 1Ks. If any of these cards were counters, I probably would have gone for the safer play of attacking for 10 and putting the Luffy back on the top. But then the opponent still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers technically with the Helmeppo, and they have 10 Dawn. So they can just go like 9, you know, like they can go like 9 4 times, right? They can go 9 4 times, and we could have beat it because we drew the 2Ks, but we can't predict that we were gonna get the 2Ks. Because if these cards were not a 2K, then we would have lost to the 9K attacks. I guess it cannot be 9 3 times. Opponent, they have the Hand Blaze. So they could have gone 9 here, 9 here for 4 Dawn. I guess you have to be like 8. It would have to be like 8K attacks. Maybe I should have played it safe. Maybe I should have played it safe and see how that went. So GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed those games against Sakazuki. I think really, again, very interesting matchup because you just want to kind of rush them down. And Ace helps us do that because these 7K attackers can be really hard for the opponent to deal with. And then eventually you just want to have like Luffy or Morley to kind of finish up the game once the opponent has gone low enough on cards, right? Especially Luffy, if the opponent goes to 0 life and they then only have a few cards left in their hand, then you can literally just play Luffy, attach 5 Dawn to him, and the opponent cannot do anything, right? Cannot do anything to you. And that's what makes Luffy really, really strong against those Sakazuki decks. We also have Amaru that can deal with Rebecca or Borsalino. We can also set up a Lindberg to deal with Rebecca, although that's probably not going to stay alive. And yeah, we did lose one game, right? Unfortunately, the opponent just ended up. I feel like part of it was that we also kind of bricked. We didn't get the things that we needed to do. But that's kind of where I feel like some additional defense capability could potentially help this deck. But regardless, you kind of get to see a good example into this video of what this deck is trying to do by having all that pressure that we put against Sakazuki. So we're gonna have two more videos of this deck coming out over the next 2 days. So if you want to keep up to date with that, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. You can also join us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.